and alkalinity before using. Add Durazzo to water as quickly as possible to ensure that all the material has the proper mix time. Failure to do so will produce uneven set times, resulting in washouts and streaking. Mix for a minimum of 5 minutes, but no longer than 10 minutes. This ensures even distribution of aggregates and increases the working time of the plaster. Insufficient mix time will result in uneven setting and shade variations. Too much mix time will produce an overall weaker finish and may entrain undesirable air bubbles. As a rule of thumb, mix for only the amount of time required to produce a consistent, homogeneous, lump-free consistency. Calcium chloride may be used as an accelerator. It must be fully dissolved in water, allowing impurities to settle out. Pour off the solution from the top, being careful not to add impurities to the mix. The impurities found in calcium chloride flake, and pellets have been known to cause discoloration in pool finishes. No more than 2% by weight of cement, approximately a half pound per 80-pound bag, can be used. Overuse of calcium chloride will cause discoloration. Misting the shell. Mist the shell with cool, clean water, but do not leave any standing water. The substrate should be cool and damp, but not dripping wet. Standing water will weaken the Durazzo finish in isolated areas and cause delamination. Hot, dry shells will cause rapid setting of the Durazzo finish and may result in check or shrinkage cracking and delamination. Pumping. Although it's not necessary to use a plaster pump, many contractors choose to do so. Included here are some helpful hints for successful pumping. Prepare a slurry and run it through the pump first to prime the pump and lubricate the hoses. Next, pour the Durazzo mixture slowly into the pump hopper. Do not pour all the material in at once. Agitate the material in the hopper to prevent separation of the cement and aggregates. Application. Apply a scratch coat to the bowl first. The bowl will set up last, and it will be necessary to walk on the bowl during the exposure process. Beginning with the shady walls and working to the sunny walls, trowel a scratch coat on the walls and allow to set up slightly. The set time will vary according to temperature and humidity, so constant inspection of the Durazzo finish during the application time is essential. Apply finish coat to the entire pool surface, working to a minimum of 3/8 of an inch to 1/2 an inch thick. Careful troweling will help to ensure even exposure, reduce washouts, and produce a comfortable slip-resistant finish. The technique of slick troweling is recommended. In this process, the cement paste is brought to the surface during troweling and is removed with the trowel. This produces a slick surface and minimizes your polishing efforts. Special attention must be given to filling in holes left by shoe spikes. The applicator must be careful to fill all spike holes with Durazzo aggregate to avoid visible blemishes. Extra care must be taken to ensure proper troweling in the coves and corners. Insufficient troweling in these areas will result in roughness and washouts, loss of cement and aggregate, during the exposure process. Exposure. Allow the Durazzo finish to dry overnight. The following day, begin by acid washing using a 25% solution of muriatic acid, higher concentrations may be needed for stubborn areas, and water, to remove enough of the cement film remaining on the surface to see the color quartz aggregate. Increase the concentration of the acid solution as needed, being careful not to overexpose the finish. Start by washing the bowl first and work up to the shallow end. Acid wash the walls and steps last. Do not allow acid wash solution to puddle in the bowl area. Use a sump pump to constantly discard the runoff. Once you've completed acid exposing the Durazzo surface, thoroughly rinse the entire surface and pump bowl dry. Polishing. Begin by polishing the walls first using a 70 grit diamond hone pad. Polish small areas and systematically work your way around the walls of the pool. Use caution while polishing so you do not scarify the tile, fittings, or other fixtures. Hand pads should be used around these areas. As you proceed, check the area polished with your hand to ensure no spots have been missed. Once the walls are complete, repeat the same process on the floor. Generally, one pass with a 70 grit diamond hone pad is sufficient to produce a smooth, non-slip surface for most of the swimming pool. However, in high-use areas such as swimouts, benches, and spa seats, it may be necessary to polish a second time using a 120 grit diamond hone pad. Continue using this technique until the entire finish has been polished. After the pool is complete and all surfaces are polished, wash down any remaining residue. Thoroughly rinse the entire surface and pump the bowl dry. Immediate filling of the pool will reduce any check cracking or crazing. In some instances, where curing conditions will allow, exposure and polishing may be done within 4 to 6 hours of installation of the Durazzo finish. Startup and water balance. After the Durazzo finish has been polished, begin filling the pool. Care must be taken not to over-dry the Durazzo finish, which may result in shrinkage or check cracking. There are no substitutes for experience and knowledge of local conditions in determining how long to let the Durazzo finish air dry. Pre-filter the water with a carbon tank and use a sequestering agent to eliminate stain-causing contaminants. Start the circulation system as soon as possible using the main drain line. Circulate the pool continuously for the first 3 days. On the first day, test and record chlorine, pH, total alkalinity, calcium hardness, and temperature levels. Adjust pH to 7.2 to 7.4 and the total alkalinity to 100 ppm. Dissolve all chemicals in water first and allow sufficient time for each chemical to be fully dispersed before adding others. Do not add chlorine or calcium chloride. Brush the entire surface twice each day for the first 3 days. Clean the filter as needed. On the second day, record water testing and levels. Adjust pH to 7.2 to 7.4 and the total alkalinity to 100 ppm. On the third day, adjust all the chemistry to the noted levels. Free chlorine 1.0 to 3.0 ppm. pH 7.4 to 7.6. Total alkalinity 90 to 120 ppm. Calcium hardness 200 to 400 ppm. Stabilizer 30 to 90 ppm. Maintenance. Lower calcium levels help to reduce scale and discoloration. Adjust the pump timer to normal operating hours. Do not install automatic pool cleaners for 28 days. Do not vacuum the pool with a wheeled vacuum for 14 days to avoid leaving wheel marks. Brush-type vacuums may be used immediately. Brush pool walls and floor daily for the first 2 weeks. When you see this SGM Gold Seal, you can rest assured that you're using the highest quality product available today that is supported by our warranty program. It's a sign of our commitment to achieve the highest quality standards in all our swimming pools and spas. SGM, your single-source manufacturer of installation systems for swimming pools, spas, and deck finishes. By following these steps in this video, you can protect and extend the beauty of every pool you install. Win referrals. Add to your revenues. Enhance reputation. Add to your professional image. No matter what the surface, SGM is a solid foundation you can build on. For more information about SGM, Diamond Bright, River Rock, or Durazzo, call 1-800-641-9247 or contact your local swimming pool professional.